Okay, well, I'm not really sure where the internet cut us off there, so we're just gonna
just keep rolling.
We're just gonna keep going. So hopefully you didn't miss anything because we're putting out good stuff.
Yeah, somebody's copying us.
We're talking about her mom is copying her.
So strange.
Which is probably the weirdest one I've seen, aside from maybe the baby name. But this one is just saying that I don't know why your mom is mirroring you. Maybe she's trying to connect and she doesn't realize that she's doing it. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah. That
she's unsuccessfully trying to connect with her daughter. But it would be weirder if she didn't do that her whole life and now all of a sudden she is. It's like, what is changed?
I think that's, again, where it goes back to, like, if I was going to do something that was even remotely similar to anybody,
mm-hmm.
like even my mom,
mm-hmm.
She did something the other day. She had like a pair of jeans and I was like, oh my gosh, where'd you get those?
Mm-hmm.
It would never just be like, I'm going to go get the same one. And not say anything, like not give credit when credit is due.
Yeah.
Not that like my mom needs credit of
right.
that I got the same jeans as her. It's just like me am going to do something if I know that I got it from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because even just saying, hey, I like those jeans, I'm probably going to go get a pair. Okay.
No, to me, that's like makes sense, right?
Yeah,
like in my brain.
And then you're like, okay, yeah, it's a pair of jeans.
Makes sense. Or like if somebody says something to me, like, oh, I like that sweatshirt, I'm gonna get some cool here. Like, you have a coupon, you know. Yeah. It's just weird.
It's the way that you approach it, I guess.
Yes. Strange.
It's strange.
People are weird.
Let's see. I just don't know where to dive in. Okay, let's do this one.
There's so much.
There's so many, and some of them are. My older sister copies everything I do, then makes it all her idea.
See, that's no.
Again, I don't have a sister, so I don't know that.
Like trying to.
Yeah. I cut my hair short, something I've never done before. Within a day of posting a picture on Instagram, she's sending me pictures of a dustpan full of her hair. Same thing happened when getting bangs a few months ago. She does her makeup like mine. Within a week of changing makeup styles, she'll start doing the same thing. I like reading, and she likes the aesthetic of reading.
Stop, like the cute, like posting pictures of the books.
She'll buy all the kinds of books that I like and will keep a full bookshelf and even borrow some of mine and essentially end up stealing them because she hasn't gotten around to reading them yet. 2 years later, and I'll ask for my book back, and she'll claim it's hers. If I share my playlist with her, she'll ask me who the artists are, go home, look them up, add them to her own playlist, turn around, and show me the cool music she found. When I was active on Facebook, I would repost funny memes and whatnot, and her whole page was a carbon copy of mine. I like gaming and computers. Well, she flipped her major from nursing to computer science on a whim. I got a cat. She got a cat. I went on a diet. She did the same diet. I want a motorcycle. Now she wants a motorcycle. I started bartending. Now she wants to bartend. I stopped bartending. No more interest in bars.
Whoa.
If I dye my hair, she dyes her hair. I got a scaffold piercing. She got a scaffold piercing.
What's a scaffold piercing?
I have no idea. Not a clue. I recently moved out of state, and now she's trying to move out of state. I'm looking into joining the military, and I'm so hesitant to tell her because I'm willing to bet she would copy that too.
No, I would just send her to the military and just...
And then you not go.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I call it out, she gets really defensive and offended, and it turns into a deny fest. Part of the reason I ended up moving away was because she was so overwhelming, and it feels like she's saturating my identity. I do believe there are bouts of jealousy. For example, if I'm cracking jokes at a family event and getting a lot of attention, she'll get pretty irritated and avoid me for the rest of the event.
Ew!
There have also been times when I've hung out with her and her friend group where she'll get insecure if everyone's talking to me and will try to then draw negative attention toward me, and it makes everyone feel awkward.
What do they call those girls? Pick-me girls? She sounds like the definition.
I'm 25. My sister's 30. She's been doing this for years now.
30? Okay, it's time to move on. As
I've gotten older, I've tried changing my mindset to embrace that my sister wants to have so much in common with me, but there's a whole new surge lately, and it's going back to making me angry. I guess I just thought she would grow out of it, but I honestly don't understand what is actually happening. Is this normal to this extent with adult siblings?
Adult, see, that's what we talked about. Like, it's adult. Yep. It's a problem in adulthood that I never thought that I would ever have to deal with.
She said, I stopped doing this crap when I was 13. I really don't get it. Yeah.
What are the... Is everybody kind of agree?
Top comment. Congratulations. Your sister sounds like a narcissist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Narcissistic mirroring.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I need to look up that new definition.
And the one underneath says, thank you for sharing this term. I'm going to look it up.
Does anybody explain what that is?
No, then it just goes on to the same. I mean, in all these posts, it's like the same suggestions. Get an ugly wig and post a picture of yourself. Yeah, buy a short wig. If you have light hair, get yourself a jet black wig.
But again, at what point do you have to stop doing that?
I know.
Like, at what point? Okay, narcissistic mirroring is a manipulative technique used by people with narcissistic personality disorder to make a partner feel understood, heard, and supported. Mirroring is behavior where someone subconsciously imitates.
Subconsciously.
Impersonates pattern, gestures, or attitude. It often happens in social situations.
So do you really think she just like...
They're manipulative, cocky, selfish, patronizing, and demanding. These behaviors are seen in areas of life. Yeah. Chick.
Interesting. Because it sounds like they don't know that they're doing it.
But then, like, but I do think that it's almost like an arrogant thing. Like, they're not going to say anything to me.
True.
Like, having to get a wig. Like, at what point do we have to...
Right.
And I don't say we, like, speaking for myself, but, like, people on the other side of it have to...
And it's like, I guess you don't have to. You could just... most people's advice is ignore it, take it as flattery, but it is a frustrating thing.
But are those people dealing with it?
Right. It's easier said than done unless you're in the situation where you don't feel like you can be yourself or... Well,
and then when you start to, like, tell people about it, like, I've noticed, like, if I start to talk about it, it almost sounds where I'm, like, as an adult, where I'm, like, this is weird, like, I shouldn't really...
Yeah.
But then again, it falls back on the person that's being copied. You know what I mean? Having to be the bigger person, having to be the adult.
Yeah, and it's like, why I didn't choose this?
Yeah,
why...
like, constantly, like, anytime, you know, somebody vents about it, it's like, oh, the more I sound, it sounds like I'm 16, I'm not 16 anymore, but, like, why... But
exactly, I'm not 16 anymore. Why am I having to even
like deal with this?
Spend my energy like dealing with it? Yeah, that one was wild. That's. I would, like you said, I'd just be like, yeah, I'm going to the military, and then not say anything and let her go to the military.
But then again, is she gonna go to the military, or is it more just like an act, like?
Or she's just gonna be really obsessed with military stuff.
Yeah, like that's it. Like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about doing that. Because it said she was thinking about bartending.
Right.
Thinking about.
She didn't actually do it. Yeah. And well, I think at that point, I don't know the relationship with their parents, but I'd be like, hey, like, as someone else who loves her, can you have a conversation with her about, like, hey, being your own person?
But I think too, where I struggle, like where I would do this, I would just cut you off. Like there is nothing that.
Well, she moved out of state. I mean, it sounds like she.
I mean, there's no people or person that's worth like my mental health. So like, I'll just delete you on social media and I'll never talk to you again. And that's.
And then
That's it.
Sorry.
That's it. I mean, if it's causing that much anguish and you're
it should never. Yeah, it shouldn't be a source of anxiety for you.
No, all the time. No.
Yeah, and then it almost like can cause an identity crisis for you, where you're like, yes, do I even like the things that I like, or am I like,
or is it
running,
me?
or am I like running? Yeah.
No, is it me? No, that's not me.
Perfect. It's not me. I'm very secure in who I am. This one says, my brother and his fiance copied/stole my business ideas.
That's weird. Who? Her what?
My brother and his fiance.
Okay.
I wanted to start a small business creating handmade branded items. I got all the tools and machines I needed to start, and before I could even get a website or start approaching people to offer my creation, my brother's fiance came to me and asked if I could make some stuff for her colleagues. I thought this would be perfect as I needed experience creating things that I would be selling. Her colleagues did pay for the items I made, and I was filled with so much joy and fulfillment that people loved what I was doing and wanted to get for their family members and friends things as well. I was so busy making things, I focused all my attention on it because I wanted to make things that would last a long time. So I put all my energy into it, and I honestly didn't mind as I was having fun and breaking even with what I was making. My brother and his fiance saw the amount of money that it was generating.
Oh boy.
Keep in mind, I was breaking even, not making profit, as it was for my brother's fiance's work colleagues, which was my mistake, as I should have upped the price no matter who the buyers were, but you learn as you go. They also took a cut without me knowing, so to them I was just a supplier. They saw money, and as the greedy kind of people they are, they started their own business without me, cutting out the middleman. They never discussed it with me, and even asked our dad for money to help them get all the products they needed to start. My parents were against giving them money as they couldn't support one child and not the other. He got the money from his tax that was paid out and bought what they needed. Regardless, my brother and his fiance assumed I was making a profit and then decided to start doing exactly what I was doing. The exact same designs, and although this is just my assumption, they used the same product images I took to show people what they could do, as I found the same design on their Facebook page. Only after a few months you would finally start generating profit once you have made the money back for all your supplies. So, of course, as any person would be, I got upset. They never told me about it. And yes, it is none of my business, as my brother told my mother. But when you open up a Facebook page and 99% of the people are mutual friends and they all start supporting your brother instead of you, I see it as them stealing business away from me.
Yeah.
According to my brother, they did not steal money or business from me, as my brother's fiance is the one who got all the customers for me. Fair enough, she got my first customers, but I haven't had the time to get my own as I was making things for her colleagues. Like, he hasn't even had time.
Sabotage.
Yeah. I'm still extremely upset with my brother. We barely speak. I had so much fun creating things, and I feel like they've ruined it for me. My own family took away something that I wanted to do for years, and it was honestly my dream. I don't feel supported at all, and I know that I should just keep creating things, but now I have to do it in private, as I know they will steal my ideas and use them as their own. I also feel like my parents are comparing us because they can see what my brother's creating and selling. My dad asked me how much have I sold, and a week ago he told me how much my brother has made. I know they're stuck in the middle and trying to support both of us, but my brother's always been the favorite child. He gets what he wants. I'm heartbroken about the entire situation, and it's demotivated me and made me cry myself to sleep several times.
What do you think?
Top comment. Cool. You can mope or use bitterness as a motivational tool. Your brother didn't have the idea. He didn't have the drive to do it on his own. He's not you. What are you going to do about it?
Tough love.
Yeah, they're trying to really motivate him.
What are other people saying?
This is what social media is for. If you post it first, you're obviously the one who came up with the idea.
Fair.
If your designs are good, people will buy it. The world is your audience. I know it's upsetting, but the best revenge is to be successful.
Yeah, that's true about the social media. The first one to post, I'm like,
It's like,
well, I think that, and then but I'm like, if you're not friends with like the other person, then it's like, wait, you only saw one side of it, so it's. I feel like that could be where she's like getting frustrated.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And that's what she's saying. Like all, their clientele is going to be the same. But if you feel like you have a good product, go open an Etsy shop. Yeah. Start selling to strangers.
What is it? I'm like trying to figure out do you know what it is?
Let me see. Handmade branded items. So it's like, I'm imagining like wood things and they're branding it with.
Oh, I was like
personalized branding. You know what I mean? Like wood and
I don't know what I was thinking. I have no idea what I was thinking.
I don't know. That's just what I assume. It doesn't actually say like in details, but there's not a whole lot of comments, just 3 comments. But
oh wow,
it was just true off my chest. I just wanted to vent. That would be frustrating. I mean, it's frustrating.
Yeah,
because that's straight up. Then they were like, well,
and the family is involved.
And they were like, well, we gave you all your like
first business, which is also itchy too. Okay,
fine. So say you want to get involved in the business side, but now you're literally bought the machines and are trying to
that's it.
Cut him out. Now you want to do it?
Not even mentioning it to her either. Like one of those things like, weird. Hey, that's cool. Like we're going to try this.
I want to do it too.
Yeah, that's it. Because like in Caddo, everybody's got like t-shirt businesses and stuff and everybody's loyal to who. Yeah. But I think everybody's kind of respectful of each other. Designs and stuff, maybe? Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I'm not involved in the t-shirt game, but I assume, and it's not like.
But you would never get on and steal somebody's design, you know what
especially
I mean?
Your sibling and try to
sell it,
market it as your own.
That's
weird.
People are weird.
Let's see. Okay. Am I the asshole for standing up to my sister-in-law who is copying me? Advice needed. As immature as this sounds, my female
again,
26.
See? Looking inward, like that's what I'm talking about. It's like the looking inward.
My female 26 sister-in-law, female 20, has been copying my every move. For context, we live together. We've been living under the same roof for 9 months. When I first met her, I thought she was a normal girl, and I treated her like my own sister. I'm the only child with no siblings, so having a sister for the first time was exciting for me. It was just a few months ago that I've noticed she's been copying me. It started off when she got the same tumbler as me, same brand, size, and color. Brushed this off at first, thinking I don't own the brand, so it wasn't right for me to be upset.
Yep.
Because we live together, having the exact same drinking cup isn't ideal, as there's room for confusion. Hence, I decided to hang a keychain with my initial on my tumbler to tell ours apart. Coincidentally, our names are quite similar sounding, and we have the same initial.
Oh my gosh.
2 months later, I see her with the same initial keychain on her bottle, and when I confronted her about it, she said she'll take the keychain off, but she didn't. I had to change mine to make ours look different again so that we could tell our tumblers apart. Apart from the tumbler, there are other things in between. Whenever I bought a new product, she'll say that she wants to get the same thing. So far, she has copied my skincare. We have very different skin types, by the way. My hair accessories, my Instagram story captions. I posted a birthday post for my nephew.
The captions are weird. Why is that like a
I don't know.
Thing? Like that seems to be pretty prevalent. Like we've heard that in almost all the stories, the Instagram.
The social media.
Yeah.
It's like they want to present themselves the exact same.
Very weird. Okay, keep going.
Aside from material things, she's also started to mimic my mannerisms and habits. When I said that I liked eating a certain food, the next week she made it her personality and claimed that it was her favorite food. She's even started to talk like me. Wasn't the only person to notice this. Even the people around have said the same thing. She's mirroring me.
Narcissistic mirroring.
Yep. The whole time
we're not doctors.
This is a younger copying an older, which makes a little bit more sense than the older copying the younger from before, but I haven't said anything directly to her regarding the mimicking. Whenever she does it, I simply ignore it or express slight annoyance, hoping that she would get the hint that I'm not cool about it. However, the last straw landed when she wanted to get a car, and she said she wanted to get the same car, model, make, and color as me. At this point, I've had enough. I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world who doesn't like being copied. I understand the difference between being inspired by someone and simply copying.
That's it. There is a difference.
Exactly. To me, it felt like my whole personality was being cut and pasted. Imagine going through years of finding your self-identity, personality, and style, only for someone else to plagiarize you and claim their personality and sense of style as their own. Mm-hmm. At first, people told me to let it go. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. She looks up to me, but I somehow get this sense that she's competing with me rather than being inspired.
That's the first word we haven't heard. Yep. Or we haven't said in this thing. It's the competing.
Yes.
It's weird that's kind of slipped our. It's a competition.
It's like I want to do you better than you.
That's it. That's it. What is that thing that we shared the other day that was like, you can't compete with me because you can't be me and I don't want to be you.
Yes.
And actually that's like something that's kind of propelled me into the thing. Like it's just.
Yeah.
Keep trying because
That's fine. Yeah. It is. It's a weird. That's the piece I think we're missing is like.
That's it.
In a lot of these situations, it's like they're like they want to be better.
But there's like a competition, but there's no competition.
Right.
Like that's what I find to be very.
Because the person who's being copied is not trying to compete in anything. They're not trying to.
Literally, just living.
They're just living, and so, how do you compete? How do you?
Well, then it turns out to be like essentially a competition, like with yourself, right? Like all of a sudden she's like, well, now I've got to get a keychain, and now I have to do this.
Well, she got something to make it different. She didn't even say anything about the Tumblr.
Didn't even want to get, you know what I mean?
And then she had to change it because she got the exact same thing that was supposed to differentiate them. That's weird.
Wouldn't you feel weird?
So weird.
Like, wouldn't you feel weird?
I would feel weird if I came to you and I'm like, I'm going to get your exact same car. Like, and we're not even, like, I would feel so weird.
Oh my gosh. No, again, it's something in my brain that just, I can't put the pieces together.
It, like, is so cringy. It is. It makes me go like, oh.
Yeah, it is.
There's a little bit more. Hold on. Okay, let's see.
Oh boy.
Okay, competition. I knew I needed to do something because I cannot be close to someone who's constantly getting on my nerves. I didn't want our relationship to sour without me even giving it a shot, so I sent her a heartfelt text telling her how I felt. This was very difficult for me to do because I've not known anyone who has stood up to their copier. Honestly, this whole situation feels childish. I haven't seen anything like this since high school. She ended up telling me that I was overreacting and having unnecessary thoughts about the car situation, and she didn't admit or deny the other copying allegations either. I ended up exploding and sent her a very harsh reply, and we have not spoken in days. They put the whole conversation, but I'm not reading that. It's way too much.
She put like the text.
She put like the whole conversation.
Ew.
Yeah.
There's like no accountability. Like again, and this is where I feel like on the other side, if somebody was to say something like that, I would be absolutely mortified. Mortified.
100%.
Mortified.
I'd be like, I'm so sorry that you feel that way.
Like if you told me that, I would be like, oh. But again, I would look inward, like maybe I was.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh God. And then I would be like, I'm going to do everything opposite. Like, that's my brain.
Yeah. I mean, my feelings would probably be hurt. Yeah,
yes.
Sure. My feelings would probably be hurt.
And that's how I would react. I'd be like, whoop.
Yeah. Like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
But man.
I'm going to work out in an igloo.
How it works.
I don't know why that's like the first thing I thought of.
That was funny. Yeah. The copying me.
Oh. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yep.
It's one of those that leaves you speechless.
It is, and especially with a family member like that. Like if there's no mention of her fiance because it said my sister, or it says my sister-in-law, so maybe her husband. Well,
then they all live together too.
Yeah, so she lives with them. And again, there's no mention of like, hey, honey, your sister is literally getting the same car as me. can you maybe, as someone who's loved her whole life, address it?
Yeah. Like,
you know what I mean?
Or go the other way? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So, like, no mention either on any front of the husband being involved at all.
So she denied?
Yes. No, it says she didn't say anything else. She said she was overreacting to the car situation and then did not address anything else that she said.
It's like gaslighting, too. I mean, it's like gaslighting the feelings of, like...
Yeah. It's not overreacting if it's the exact same. It's not. The top comment says, figure out what she hates and pretend to start liking it. As a guy, one of my roommates started doing it. He hates seaweed ramen, and I love it. So I started ordering and posting about it.
This is great.
After a few vomits from his end and multiple other incidents, he stopped.
Ew. He would order it?
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with people?
Next comment. She's your sister-in-law. Why isn't your husband stepping in and smacking some sense into her?
Because what we talked about earlier, guys are so like...
Yep. Don't want to be involved.
That's it. Or just careless. Like, have no idea.
Yep. Like, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, like, who... Again, yes, that's exactly right. It's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'm sure they don't mean it like that.
Yeah. And you're like,
You're like, okay. Yep. So it's like, and then it's like, it's not even worth the fight. This isn't even my fight. Like, I just... Yeah, and it's not something worth fighting about, especially with your, like, significant, like, her significant other is not worth it. But, okay, let's see. Ba-ba-ba. I think I already did that one, right? She copies everything I do, all capitals.
Yep.
Okay, let's do this one. Triggered by being copied. We got like one or two more. This one says, I haven't seen much about this topic, which is funny because I saw it everywhere, but I haven't seen much about this topic. I was wondering if anyone here could relate. I know some of us mirror others unintentionally. So this is actually on the thread. AUDHD women, which is, I think, like autistic women.
Oh, okay.
I think, right? AUDHD. Autistic. I don't know what the DHD part is.
Tell him AUDHD. Okay, I don't know.
Because then it says, I haven't come across other ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder, girls. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about people who are on the spectrum. Sure. This is a thread for women who are on the spectrum.
I definitely have a touch of it.
So, I mean, I found it on this thread. So I know some of us mirror others unintentionally, but I haven't come across other ASD girls who have actually been the one copied by others. I don't know if this is a unique experience or not, but I've had a couple friends over the years that I guess you could call copycats. For example, mannerisms, outfits, interests, catchphrases, majors in college, not just one-off experiences, but where it is incredibly obvious and others tease you about it. I don't hold myself in a high regard, so it upsets me, and I'd rather they find someone else to get inspiration from. I understand it should feel flattering, but it doesn't. It feels intrusive and makes me uncomfortable, and I want to hide.
See, we're forced to, like, believe that it's flattery. Mm-hmm. Nobody in any of the things have been, I say we, like, I'm speaking from, like, the point of view over here. But, like, everybody's forced to believe that, like, oh, it's just
get
because
over it.
They like you. Like, they're just... I don't know,
but no, and I like how she says intrusive. It feels intrusive, like someone's like constantly watching you. Her. Yeah. How do you deal with other girls who act similar to this? Excuse me. I get upset by this too. I think it stems from my own identity issues. I feel like I've spent so long trying to figure out who I am.
Mm-hmm, we've heard that.
And it feels offensive when someone tries to take it away from me. Yeah. In quotes, that's what they said.
Well, it's almost like, again, narcissistic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like the way that's put is you work hard to who you are and proud of who you are, and then all of a sudden it's like you're having to constantly
it's almost like discounted because it's just
or change things that you probably wouldn't change to kind of throw somebody off,
right? Or just protective of like what this comment says, I recently had a coworker that turned out to be a sociopath, and one of the ways she would join a social group would be to mimic the people in it. Part of the way she figured out what she was doing was how I would literally shut down when she would start mimicking the way I spoke or dressed or laughed. My subconscious freaked out about it before I knew what was up, and my boss picked up on it and started watching her, and that led to a whole world of holy butts. Who and what is this woman? What? Just led to a whole Anyway, so that's how she would like get into a group, was to start holy butts.
You were like,
I was like, I don't know what this is trying to say.
Is that the end of it?
That was the end of that one. Yeah. Actually, it says, maybe our discomfort with mimicking is an instinct kicking up a fuss that something isn't right.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. It's a very deep, simple thought that It is. It's your subconscious thinking.
Saying like,
protecting,
hey.
almost like protecting
you.
Yeah. Of something that's like an, when the Mercury doesn't line up. Yeah,
and the planets are all out of whack and you're...
Jupiter.
Oh my gosh. But I think it's interesting that she said that that's how that sociopath got into a group, was like narcissistic mirroring. Was to go up to a group and start mirroring them to get in. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird when you think about it.
Yeah, but I mean, think about the people that usually are copycats. They usually don't have their own identity, their own friends.
It's very true.
I mean,
it's very true.
They don't, or they go through friends very quickly.
Yes. They don't have a strong group of friends that...
Yeah, that keep them in check. That's like, I feel like our group, like if I was to start looking like Jen Pender or acting like Jen Pender,
right,
somebody would tell me you're acting like Jen, like stop. You know what I mean?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think that's a very... Yeah, I mean, when you have a strong foundational group of friends, even family, spouse, I mean, somebody's going to call you out on it. So, but those people, I think, just kind of float around trying to figure out
where they belong, which is sad, and that's where it's so conflicting, because you're like,
but that's, again, the
it's hard that you're insecure, but also like, but I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm not.
But I like who I am.
That's it. I don't want to change.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough...
It's interesting with friends, though, because, I feel like our group of friends, like, while we have similar interests and we all are,
similar, but very
similar,
different.
But not, I couldn't point to somebody and be like, oh, doing exactly what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine?
Well, it's like Haley. I want to be Haley so bad.
Oh my God, Haley let me get the same tattaoo as her once, so I guess I did copy her.
Literally, like, Haley, I'll send stuff to Haley, like, hey, what do these pants, are these cute, or are these in? Because she's in. Yeah. And so, but again, it's not one of those things like, I just want to, like... You didn't
take a picture of her and her outfit and
embody her and just not say anything.
Yeah.
Like, that would be, again, weird.
Because you're inspired, but you're not competing.
I think that's the theme. Inspired, not competing.
Inspired, but not competing.
That's it. And I think that's when it becomes a difference. I think that's when it becomes, like, intrusive, is when it's...
Yeah.
That's so deep.
100%.
Inspiring, not competing. Put that in your notebook.
Inspired, not competing. Let me see.
Mirroring narcissism.
I'm interested. I like the way that this girl phrases it, though, because she's like, I'm used to mimicking and mirroring as somebody on this with the spectrum disorder. Absolutely. She's like, but I
feel... all of a sudden, it's
yeah,
the other side.
Ooh.
But again, she's self-aware that she does.
Yeah. Oh, this person says they feel they're on the outs with their niece because they copied a tattoo that was very specific.
Oh.
Same tattoo, same placement, same uncommon orientation, everything.
See, I don't, that stuff makes me uncomfortable, is the tattoo copying. I think that is
it's a permanent thing on your body.
Well, it's just strange. I mean, it's strange when you share an idea and then, like, if somebody was to go get the same thing, like, wouldn't that be... I just think that's...
Yes. It's again, it just begs the question, like, why?
Yeah. Or are they aware? Do they know? What's the intention?
Yeah. It's almost like intellectual property. Like, what? I mean, come on.
Inspiring, not competing.
Yeah.
But that's competing.
Yes.
To me, that's like a competitive move. I feel like that's strange.
Again, thank you, Haley, for letting me get the exact same.
Which one did you get the same one of?
I'll tell you later.
Don't we all have the same? Oh, I know. Wait, I know what it is.
Well, I mean, this one we all got together.
Do you still have yours? Did you color it in? Were you one of the colored in?
I haven't colored it yet. I probably will.
You know, some of them colored them in.
Well, mine is all faded in the middle, so I'd like to color it anyway.
There's a few that you, but I can't say that. Some of them got their colored in.
I know.
Who got
different colors?
Who's are colored in?
I don't know.
They told me. I was like, what? Mine's still green.
Well, mine has never been green in the middle.
I mean, I actually can't tell you the last time I saw my tattoo. So
mine is right here, but it's like always been like patchy in the middle. So
that was a very interesting day.
That was the longest tiny tattoo I've ever gotten. Ever.
And then he was like, I'm gonna take a smoke break, and we were like, no,
please don't.
Like, I'm smoking in here, like, literally.
Yeah, seriously.
Are we getting a new tattoo for the year?
We should. I still really want the one that I don't want to say it on the air, then people are gonna copy us.
Yeah, inspiring, not competing.
Yeah.
Which ones?
The one that you and I were gonna get, and we had to think long and hard about it to make sure we knew what it meant.
Do we even? I still don't know.
I do.
Do you? Our road trip for the year. Where are we going this year?
We're taking a beach trip.
Oh my gosh.
somewhere beachy.
Yeah.
I would like to go. Okay, I think I'd like to go somewhere beachy, somewhere like
mountainy,
either mountain or city. Like
we're going to New York City. Spectrum. Like we are going to New York City. Like it's going to happen.
Okay.
And it makes me excited to think about. But we also need to go. Also,
we have so many places.
A part of me wants to just book a flight to like Boise, Idaho. I've never been to Idaho. I don't know what's in Idaho, but I've never been there.
Idaho.
I just want to like go book a flight there.
Isn't that like potato land?
Nebraska, just
corn.
Nebraska, just go get like a.
What am I associated with food? I don't know.
Corn.
Potato, corn.
But like, just go book like a hotel in like Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, that reminds me. When we get off the air here, I have a map I need to give you.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. See, that's what I want to do. Just like go stay the night and like.
Seriously. Figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
What's there to do? Don't know.
Go eat at like a Texas Roadhouse. Eat again.
What can
Don's
we eat?
Steakhouse.
Yes, I do. I want to travel.
Literally, just for like 24 hours.
Doesn't have to be anything big, nothing fancy.
I mean, we did Memphis in what, 36 hours?
Because we came back like early. We're like
early, like
good to go.
We would have left in the morning and driven home had we.
But the amount of time that we sat in the car after the concert, I could have been halfway home.
Would you have driven? I don't know. I was so tired.
I think I could have driven like halfway home and gotten a hotel.
Yeah,
because we sat in the car so long anyway.
We could have done that.
We were halfway. Yeah. You live and learn. However,
that was such a fun trip.
But yeah, I mean, we could do.
We would have been home Sunday morning. We left Friday morning early.
If we're taking cheap flights, we can do it even faster. It's like if you're driving that it takes a little bit longer. But yeah, you find a $19 Frontier flight.
Frontier. Just don't have any bags or a carry-on.
Do you know that they get paid to get you out of line to say that your bag is too big? They get a stipend for every person that they pull out of line. I just watched something on C-SPAN about it.
You're lying.
They get like $20 per person that they pull out of line. Nope.
Because
a senator was directly calling them out for Spirit and Frontier, and they said,
well, apparently Spirit's closing, right? They're bankrupt.
I don't know
what that means, but Frontier. Well, and that's what they were like. Put it in the thing, and I was like. Well, and then this one lady, and money's hard, right? Like money's tight. And this one lady was like, I can't like, I'm not, I don't have $100. She's like, I don't have $100 to go. And it was a backpack. Like it was a backpack with wheels. Like, and the wheels is what kept it.
I'd be ripping the wheels off.
But the thing is, like, the overhead is like empty. Yeah. And I saw this meme the other day that was like, you're going anyways, just like take my bag with you. And it's so true. Yeah. I'm like,
what are those wheels really doing?
But then it goes to Southwest. Like, do I want to pay? It feels like robbery if I pay $500 for a ticket versus like $30 for a ticket.
I'm serious.
It's the same thing.
I'm like, I'll get the vacuum seal out and roll my clothes up, and I'm minimal. I don't need much.
That's what I'm saying. We could do it. Well, in the backpack, Chris took his big backpack, and there was no issue. Yeah. Because at first I was like, I'm not taking. I took like the same. I took the Fox's backpack. Yeah. Because JB took his. Yep. So I was like, I'm gonna take that.
Yeah. I brought my big teaching backpack.
But they didn't give Chris any issue with his, and I was like, okay, I'm stuck in that next time.
100%. I will use the same backpack every time I fly, because then I can say.
On the way there, I was so thirsty. Yeah. I thought I was going to die. Like, no, it wasn't Morgan Wallen thirsty, but it was pretty close.
On the way to where?
Vegas.
Oh.
I was like.
Like on the flight?
Yes.
Oh, because you have to pay for anything, yeah.
And then I would like fall asleep. It was like the middle of the night. Yeah. And she'd like hit me with her cart. And I was like, oh my, ma'am, inspiring, not competing. Yeah. She just kept like knocking my elbow off. I was just like, lady. And you can't sit together. That's another knock.
So with Jackson, I could because he was a minor, but I think I paid like $10 extra or something.
You had to?
I had to pay $10 extra. One, on the way there, we just were together. On the way back for one of our flights, because we had two, I had to like pay $10 or something.
Well, because like we looked, because like they fly into Colorado super cheap. So I was like, me and the kids will fly Frontier for like $10. But then I was like, no, Buddy will be in the front, I'll be in the back. Like,
so with kids, there's when you book it, I think it's a little bit extra, but you can pick to sit with your kid. Yeah.
Such a scam.
I know. But if you can work it out, it is a lot cheaper.
100%. If you can fly,
it worked out with you taking my bag.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For San Diego.
Well, that's what I actually told Chris. I was like, man, that was brilliant. We're so smart.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have worked if we were all on Frontier.
Why didn't we ever do a San Diego episode?
That
was an experience.
We should have. We were too exhausted. Can you imagine what that episode would have been?
I ended up in an electric car.
You were teaching someone how to use an electric car.
Oh my god.
You were giving instructions.
In my back seat. Like I was in Uber. I was like, no, sir.
Closed.
You were like,
you're like, I'm here.
Oh my gosh. And then the bags, We didn't even, the bags were like locked up. How did we made it to another state? 2 states. Uh-huh. Two states by ourselves.
That was all in 2024?
Yeah, San Diego and Memphis. That's what I'm saying.
April, June, that was like back to back too.
Yeah, and we talked 14 states is what and you went to more. It was like 16, right?
And it was like 16 that my feet touched.
Yeah, I mean, right.
That, driving through or whatever, but.
Still, that's so cool. We gotta go north.
We gotta go north. That should be the goal. Like a beach and then, maybe up to
literally,
like Montana or something.
Anywhere. I just want to go and just go to a different state than we normally go to.
Seriously.
Well, I really want to see Seattle, Washington.
My uncle lives there.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we gotta have a place to stay if we wanted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Seattle, why? What do you want to see in Seattle?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just always wanted to go and have
Starbucks?
Coffee. Yeah, like literally just want to go have coffee. Yeah. Isn't that where Twilight was filmed?
Yes. Forks.
See?
Forks, Washington.
That's where I want to go. Like, just go.
Okay, so if we're talking that, I really want to go to North Carolina.
Really?
Where One Tree Hill was filmed.
Never seen that show.
That's like one of those shows I could watch like every year.
That's what I'm into. So I'm actually into that, like seeing where like stuff's filmed and then like going to it. And I don't know if that's because I'm getting older.
I've always been that way.
But like Dumb and Dumber is filmed like in various places in Colorado. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we've got to go. Like,
we got to go see it.
Yeah, I've got to see where that's.
When we drove through Albuquerque, they had like where some of the Breaking Bad stuff, and I was like, gotta go. No, it was like a long line.
Did you see the houses for sale?
The Breaking Bad house?
Mm-hmm. For like 4.3 million or something silly like that. But it was funny because like they said that the houses around it are like 300,000. Like it's their average price homes, and this one's going for like
a celebrity
millions.
House. Yeah.
But they're saying that the owners are like just sick of it because people just like show up.
I'm sure I would never want to own one ever.
Don't think so?
No.
Well,
people are
Landman?
crazy.
You watch Landman?
No, Landman.
Yeah, that's so good. But it's filmed out in like Odessa or whatever. But the house is in North Fort Worth. And I'm like, who just again, flattery, not competition. Who would show up and take a picture?
On the outside, okay, but a lot of people do that. Like the Full House is just the outside, and people hang out there all the time and just take pictures.
I mean, Morgan Wallen House,
like the Friends apartment, it's just things where people just take pictures all day long.
Yeah, it's got to be exhausting.
It's fun to visit. I would never want to own ever.
The Home Alone house was for sale recently.
They remodeled it, so it looks like you can tell it's the house, like the big stand.
But it looks different.
But it's modern. It's like completely modern. It looks weird. I mean,
it looks just looks different. I would want to redo. But again, when I lived there, probably. Does the outside still look the same? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where's it at?
It's in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want to see the Seinfeld apartment in New York.
Yep.
And somebody was like, it's literally like
it's just the outside of it. Yeah.
I was like, but I want to see it.
The same with the Friends one. It's like literally just an apartment building. Yeah.
Really?
They've never even it was just they showed the outside.
And then because it was the set, right?
Yeah.
That's what
but people literally just hang out outside the Friends apartment. And I'm like,
where's that one at?
New York. Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't know details on it. It's New York.
That's where we're gonna go.
Oh my gosh. Copying trips. Don't copy our trips.
Yeah, unless you're paying.
And if you could keep up with any of that. We're going to get a map and we're going to throw a dart.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen if we throw a dart and we're not going there?
It's like
we want to be spontaneous until we're like.
Lubbock, Texas.
We're like, no.
Yeah, actually, spin around and try that again.
Actually, let's just do that again.
Yeah. There'll be like 15 holes in one trip.
Yeah. And Zach's like, you're not going to all those places. And we're like, no, we're not.
Maybe.
Just one. 2. I'd like to do 2 short trips a year.
I would love that. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Definitely the beach, though.
Definitely the beach. I love going to the beach this last year was the highlight for me.
100%. I 100% agree with that.
If you could only choose one, mountains or beach.
Beach. Any day of the week.
Me too.
My family's mountains, and I'm like,
yeah.
And I like the mountains. I like Colorado. I like seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I could live at the beach. Like I could be a beach bum.
So I'm happy at the beach.
Mm-hmm. Happiest at the beach. I think I have one more story for you. We got way off top, which is totally fine.
Definitely a rabbit hole.
Yeah. Okay. You want to do sister, mother-in-law, or sister, mother-in-law? I guess that's really it. Which one do you want? Or friend?
Let's do friend.
Okay. Am I the asshole for being upset that a friend is copying my style?
Seems to be common. But again, everybody looks the same, especially in 2025.
I'm trying to think.
Everybody's like, what do they call that? Basic?
Yeah. It sounds like another one that we've already read, so I'm just trying to make sure we didn't read it. Their style has changed dramatically and has been really similar to mine. My style is relatively unique. I don't think we read that one, but it sounds exactly like the one we already read.
Very similar.
Okay.
But what is unique style today? Like, what are
that's
you
what
wearing?
I'm saying. Like, I don't know what unique. I feel like I'm kind of unique, but
yeah, I think you are.
But I mean, not right now. I look like a homeless couch potato. But
hello,
we just worked out. So, okay. So we'll go sister. It says, "Am I the asshole for telling my sister to live her own life instead of mine?"
No.
My sister has always copied the things I loved. I couldn't have a hobby that was mine because the moment she did it, it was automatically hers.
Ugh.
Archery, choir, reading, drawing, writing. Anytime I bring up that I did it first or my own accomplishments in the same field as hers, in quotes, it is shut down and incomparable to her mediocre work. Now she wants my job because it is stress-free and easy. It isn't. But my grandma is in full agreement, and I hate the idea. She can find her own job instead of taking mine when I leave. But makes me even madder is that she wants to do my wheel throwing class. I'm a senior. I have no idea.
Wheel throwing? Mm-hmm. Sounds unique. Sounds like you can't just bump into it.
She's not just doing something normal. Whatever would be normal, basic.
Yeah, like soccer.
I'm a senior about to graduate, and she's choosing classes for next year. Despite telling me all year she hates clay and heavy things, she chose my favorite class, wheel throwing.
Yep, it's the making the pottery on the wheel.
Jackson loves that. He did that.
Did he?
Yeah.
I would love to try that.
I would too. It reminds me of Ghost. The movie with Patrick Swayze, where she's not real. Okay, anyway. Whew. Everyone thinks it's cute and adorable. She wants to follow in her sister's footsteps, but I think it's rude and annoying. She isn't letting me have my own identity and instead making her own with my work. So I snapped and said she needed to get her own life, that life is going to be stressful and that she is going to have to deal with it instead of taking everything from me like it's a giveaway, saying she needs to find her own path and get off the one I cleared for myself. She's really upset, saying she never copied me and that I was blowing it out of proportions. My family's on her side and says I'm overthinking it, but my friends see it as I should have said it nicer, and that while copying me, it's not that big of a deal.
No. Well, and they sound young too. Senior, right?
Senior and junior, I think.
In high school?
Mm-hmm.
But job? What job does she have?
I don't know. She didn't really get into that part. She just then dives headfirst into wheel throwing. So, she wants my job because it's stress-free and easy. And she's leaving, so it's like she's like wants to take her job when she goes to college. Like literally, just like take it.
So I think that when they're that young, though, I feel like, and I don't want to like discredit anybody's feelings from that. I feel like it's almost that is like a
nobody is set in who they are yet.
Yeah, and that's almost like she is trying to find her way, and she is like inspired by her sister. And she said grandma, so it sounds like maybe
sounds like
there's not like a mom and a dad, which makes it a whole different dynamic.
Yeah,
you know
100%.
Yeah, I don't know when they're that young. But
feelings are still valid, but I think it's a little bit more expected, tolerated.
Yeah,
because they're young.
Yeah,
and
it may not be as like drastic as she is making it feel
because she's not even her own person yet. Yeah, so like they're both, wheel throwing is kind of specific, but like
I was thinking like somebody literally throwing a bicycle wheel.
I know, I was like tire flipping, like whoa, like wheel throwing.
How country are we? Oh my gosh, how uneducated are we?
Hey, we are educated women.
Flipping tires.
Yeah, but my town's smaller than your town.
My town's smaller than your
Let's see.
Town.
That being said, when you go to college, don't share your activities or classes if it genuinely bothers you that much. You're not an asshole, but it's not as big a deal as you're making it.
That's I think that's but again, then it goes back to like parallel, like with the older sister-in-law and stuff, that it's like.
And this comment says, a lot of people are saying that the sister is admiring you, but I think what a lot of comments are ignoring is how the sister is monopolizing the appreciation, attention, and rewards from said activities and belittles or dismisses you over them. That's where she becomes an issue.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that, right. And it's like almost saying like, oh, it's not valid, but then like the sister-in-law story was valid, or like the business
the feelings
one.
are feelings are feelings, but
that one's tough. That one's
that one is tough. Okay, I got one more and then we'll be done, I promise. This one says, am I the asshole for being mad at my mom-in-laws? Mom-in-laws.
moms, plural?
No. Mom-in-law.
Oh.
My mom-in-law's imitation of me, but it's just feather because I've never heard it say mom-in-law. Yeah. Have you ever said that?
No, never. M-I-L, usually. Or mother-in-law.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been married for 14 years. Well, I've had a great relationship with my mom-in-law. Last year, she moved...
sounds more small town than us.
Yeah. Yeah, her town's smaller than our town. Last year, they moved to be closer to us. She's always been a jeans and tee kind of person.
See? We called it.
Yep. I'm a hippie boho style with beach waves.
Oh my God, that's my best friend. She is a hot mess.
A hot mess like a boho.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, are you going to take a shower today?
Is this the one friend that from college?
Yeah.
Okay. Flash forward to now, and she's copied my home style, the way I dress, and most recently she got extensions in her hair to have it my length and style, and asked that I teach her to do it exactly like mine. Our home is a shabby chic farmhouse style. She's gone so far as hunting down exact pieces from our home. I just redecorated our guest bath to a boho cactus theme, and we had them over for dinner shortly after.
Oh boy. Next
time we went to her house, guess what her bathroom is now decorated in? She started dressing like me to a T. Ankle boots, cuffed jeans, flowy tops.
So cute.
I've been growing my hair out for a few months now from a long bob, and today she messages me saying she got extensions to look like me and wants me to teach her to do her hair like mine.
Okay, but there you go. I think that's like, that wouldn't bother me at all.
Because she said like, hey, I'm
intentionally doing this.
And I'm letting you know.
Because I want to look like you.
Yes.
See, that's where I feel like that I wouldn't be.
Yes. The OP goes on to say, I feel like invasion of the body snatchers. She's always made snide comments on my style of dress, asking if I'm going to prom for wearing a dress or skirt. She never put much effort into herself before, but now it's all to look like me. My husband and best friend say imitation is flattery, but I'm getting mad.
There it is again.
It's like one of those things where you're like, if I hear that phrase one more time.
But it's not, and nobody finds it flattering.
Who finds it flattering?
Literally nobody from the post.
Yeah,
nobody. Everybody feels frustrated.
I would love to know like who in that situation where someone is not just like taking inspiration, but competing. Yeah. That's my new thing now. Who is like, I feel flattered.
Yeah, that's it.
Like they're keeping me fresh on my game of me.
That's
like what?
It. Yeah, you're.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're keeping me on my toes. I gotta keep.
Yeah, I'm so proud to see two of me.
Yeah. But because all the comments are just like, things could be worse. She could be a worse mother-in-law. And like, yeah, things could always be worse.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah, that's right. It's like saying.
That's not the point.
It's excusing the other person's behavior.
Yeah, I could be homeless. And like, you know what I mean? Like, things could always be worse.
The bathroom's weird.
The bathroom's weird.
And okay, so, but also like with the clothes, I'll be like the defense on this one. Mm-hmm. I am like a boy when it comes to like trying to pair pieces together. Mm-hmm. So I'll see like people, but again, it's one of those things like, Haley, I love that you like the bodysuit and like her baggy shorts. I would never pick that out. Yeah. Haley, where did you get those? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like one of those.
Help me pick that out. Help me.
Oh, this is so cute on you. I want to try it. Mm-hmm. But again, it's always like credit I'm going to just do. Yeah. It's not showing up and looking like someone else.
No. And I've had a lot of people ask me to shop for them. Yeah,
you're good at that.
But that's
Alyssa's a private shopper, if you didn't know.
I've literally done that for several people, actually.
Well, you put stuff together that I would never think to put together.
So fun. Such a fun hobby. But I've never had someone be like, I want you to buy exactly all the pieces that you have, and then I want you to put it, like...
Yeah, I want to look just
they're just like
you.
Hey, a compliment. That's flattery. Yeah. Hey, I like the way that you dress. Can you help me do it for me?
Yes.
Beautiful compliment.
Yeah, that is flattery. Yes.
Without stealing.
Trying to wear your face.
Exactly.
Cut your face off.
Exactly. Somebody
no, that's exactly right.
I saw in one of the comments said to watch the movie what is that movie? Man, I'm not gonna think of it.
You have to find it and send it to me.
Yes, it's like single white citizen or single white female, I think.
Okay. Is this about when they're like trapped
and she's like copying her every move or something? I haven't seen it, but
is that what it
when
is?
I was researching, everyone was like, watch that movie, watch that movie.
Is it the same thing? Is it like this,
it's
topic?
Very, yes. Homework? It's very, yes.
Is this homework?
Yes, this is homework.
Just get homework?
Yes. Now I gotta go home and watch this and tell me if it's inspiring or competing.
Is it a 1992 movie?
It is an old movie, yes.
Okay, this is it.
Single white female, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, good memory, Alyssa. Good memory.
Good job.
Okay, so now I want to go.
Oh, it's a roommate, yeah.
Okay, yep. Now I need to watch it too. What is it? Does it say what it's streaming on?
I don't know. Where to watch?
Hulu.
Hulu.
Cool.
Do you have Hulu?
Cool. Mm-hmm.
I don't. Oh, I think I do. I think we have the commercial.
I don't have Hulu right now. When I switched banks, I All my subscribers. I didn't redo anything except for Netflix.
You're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, one at a time. Slowly, they're creeping back in.
You're absolutely brilliant.
Well, yeah.
Flattery,
or inspiring, not competing. I think that's gonna be the name of the episode.
I think
inspiring,
that's
not competing.
The most accurate thing.
This has been a topic that's just been sitting in my Reddit forever, waiting to discuss, and I thank you for coming.
It just feels good. It's validating to know that there are people on.
Other people deal with it, and it makes you feel a little bit less. And I'm not saying like people are copying me all the time, but like it happens from time to time. It's just we're women, and
you're Alyssa.
And now if you start like tapping, I'm gonna be like, hey,
bro. Oh my gosh. See, that would be something that would be off the wall, right?
Right. That's something that would be very, very specific.
100%.
Where
now I will say that I do watch it now because of of you.
Which I will watch I'll watch strangers and be like, oh, I like how they did that. That's kind of a good idea. I'll kind of pull in some of that.
But I think that's okay. But
see, now we get lines kind of.
But I think that's different.
Now, if I literally took an exact thing that they did it myself, reposted it, and didn't give credit, I think that would be weird.
Okay, you know what? Again,
as an artist,
because I saw a TikTok video the other day, and it was super cute, and it was like fiance or like husband, and it was like this super cute video, and I saved it because I wanted to go back and do it, but it was one of those things like I was like, I'm not gonna post this because what happens if it gets like
back to that person?
Like yes, and
it wasn't like a trend. It was just like
I hadn't seen it as a trend, and I'd only seen that one video, and so I was like, I'm not gonna like do the exact same thing, And then her, she was like, I don't even know who she was. Yeah. But I was just like,
well, if you ever want to do that, you just put them in the comments like, hey, I saw this idea from blah, blah, blah.
That's good to know.
And then, that kind of is how trends like take off, and then they get credit for it. They'll probably like that.
That's good to know. Because I'm always like, man, I'd like to do that. But I didn't ever want to be the person that's like, copy, paste.
If you do it, you just be like, credit to blah, 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 saw this cute idea. And I bet that would like make her day.
That's a good idea.
That is flattery. Yes, because credit where credit's due.
Yes, and that's what the thing
inspiration,
is,
not competition.
I didn't want credit for something I didn't do.
Exactly. Yep.
And then again, before we hang up, but when they get credit for something like that, do you think in their brain they feel like they've won?
Yes. Do
you?
Some people, the narcissistic mirroring, yes, I think they absolutely do this. Where they're like, look how good I did at this. Like the sister, where she's like
better than that person.
Yeah.
Do you think that they like?
I think some people do. I think not all. I think some people are oblivious. I think some people are like, I did it better.
But and that's a sickness. I think that's a sickness. I feel sad for those people. Because, and then you have to think when they lay down at night. Like I lay down at night because I'm perfect. But like I know who I am at night when I lay down.
Yeah.
Do people that struggle with this needing to copy
are they thinking? Are they thinking at night like, I need to be looking at this tomorrow? What do I need to be doing? How can I keep up? I don't know.
I always wonder, like, when they lay down at night, like, are they genuinely happy?
I don't know.
But I don't feel like you can be.
Yeah, how can you?
Don't know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I wonder if they're wondering, how's that person sleeping? What should I be doing right now?
It's almost like obsessive.
Yeah, it is. It's an obsession.
It's hard. Competition,
inspiration, not competition. Competition, not inspiration.
Oh my gosh.
This was a fun episode. This was a fun one to dive into.
It's crazy how common.
It's when I literally took down, which Reddit is a lot of the time anyway, but a rabbit hole, like.
Yeah, it's.
And that was like the.
What was that?
This was literally. Oh, that's going down the rabbit hole.
That was good sound effect.
But these were like the lighter of all the story. Like there's some like
creepy,
crazy.
Well, that's what
crazy. But then I was like, we don't even need to get into it because it's just kind of scary.
Yeah, to the point where it's like,
and it's like, where's that line where like, hey, someone's copying me, and then hey, someone's stalking me, and my life is now
in jeopardy.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. That's where social media comes in, where you're like, yeah, I want to get thousands of views, but do I want someone to then have that much access to my life and want to be me? No. So it's like,
yeah, it is a delicate balance.
Such a juxtaposition.
I think you have to be tough-skinned too.
You have to be tough-skinned.
Somebody says one thing bad, I'm like, oh, I don't know you.
100%. I would never want to be famous. Like,
no.
Like big time celebrity? No. Mm-mm. No. People think they're entitled to comment on everything that you do. Everything.
I know.
And then talk about copying.
Yeah. Ugh. Going into 2025, not copying.
Not copying. Well, I'll see you in a year for the. Oh my God. I'll see you in 2020. I'll see you in 2026 for the next episode.
Our year. That's our year.
That's our year. Yeah, 2025 is already done.
Yeah, we're gonna
we'll try again 2026. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.